is The Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, The Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Clint Rasmussen joining us here on The Jason Walker Show.
It's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famers, Mike Van Diest, joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on The Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
The Jason Walker Show, presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. Broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave, here's Jason Walker.
Happy Tuesday. Welcome inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. It is The Jason Walker Show, presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. Coming up today, we are talking awesomeness with Kylie Hartnett, the Montana Gatorade cross-country female runner of the year. She will join us a little bit later on. The Helena High product state champion. Had a great conversation. She's a sweet young lady. She will join us later on in the show. Also, we will talk with Kyle Mihelish in about 15 minutes. The Capital football coach will join us. A Bruin is in need of some help, and Kyle Mihelish will join us to chat about that and a whole lot more coming up today here on the Jason Walker Show. The reactions to Kobe Bryant's death, along with 8 others, still all over and still coming in. It's amazing what one guy's talent and life meant to so many people. It's amazing. If you still want to share some of your memories of Kobe, you can email us at jasonwalkersports@gmail.com. You can also Facebook or tweet us at Jason Walker Show or at JWalkerSports on the Twitter. And we encourage you to do so if you would like to. And you don't have to, but you can if you, like I said, you can if you want. So we mentioned Kyle Mihelish coming up today, also with Kylie Hartnett joining us. That'll be fun. And tomorrow, I have no idea yet. But we have On This Day in History coming up today. And also have, we just got a bunch of stuff coming up today here. Don't forget, you can always listen and watch Facebook.com/The Jason Walker Show. YouTube, just search it. Treasure State Radio, download on Google Play or at the App Store if you do not have the app yet. And Network One Sports, we're live on Podbean.com as well. And then, of course, you can watch replays anytime you want, JasonWalkerShow.com. That's our website. Go there, check it out. And we have some great sponsors. You can check out their pages as well. And we encourage you to do so on that aspect along the way as well. So, all right. So, what are we going to chat about first? I saw this, and the U.S. House of Representatives, 4 members of the House, introduced a resolution recently. I guess it was last week. Maybe it was today. It says Wednesday, but that's tomorrow, right? Today's Tuesday. Anyway, they're urging Major League Baseball not to follow through with the proposal to eliminate 42 current minor league baseball teams. The proposal was made last year, and negotiations are underway for the professional baseball agreement to replace the deal that expires after this upcoming season, 2020. So Major League Baseball essentially wants to reduce and cut the short season leagues and reduce the number of farm teams that each big league team has. So some of those leagues that would be required to be dropped would be the Pioneer League. 8 teams, 3 of them in Montana. Resolution, by the way, introduced by a couple of Democrats and a couple of Republicans. So see, everybody can work together. Lori Trahan out of Massachusetts, David McGinley out of West Virginia, Max Rose out of New York, and Mike Simpson from New York as well. It's a lot of these East Coasters. But the Montana delegation of Greg Gianforte and Senator Steve Daines and John Tester are among the members of Congress who have expressed opposition to the proposal. They want to keep the Montana teams and the Pioneer League, as many people do. You look at like teams like Great Falls, Billings, Missoula, Idaho Falls, and then the rest of the Pioneer League team in the south, Ogden, Colorado Springs, Grand Junction, and Orem, or Idaho Falls. So anyway, because Orem moved to, or is moving. Anyway, we know what we're talking about at some point. Orem, Ogden, Colorado Springs, Grand Junction. There you go. Orem wants to move. All right, so anyway, we'll see how that plays out. Major League Baseball, like I said, that proposal to cut 42 teams would directly affect baseball in Montana. And it's bad enough that we don't have Pioneer League Baseball in Helena anymore because they moved to Colorado Springs. And that really made this last summer terrible. Legion Ball is great, but it's not pro. And there's just something about watching pro baseball at Kendrick. Yeah, I know it's the minor leagues and all that and, you know, everything like that, but it's still missing. So we'll keep an eye on that because that's going to be talked about a lot throughout the next few months as we move into 2020, further on, get to the baseball season and then past. All right, so Kyle Mihelish will join us coming up here in about 10 minutes or so, the Capitol High football coach. Jason Walker Show presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. All right, so it's Tuesday, and that means the Frontier Conference power rankings have been released by our good friend Ryan over at 406mtsports.com. And here's how he has the women ranked. Carroll College, number 1. They are 6-2 in the Frontier, lead by a game. Went 1-1 last week. Tough loss to Northern. Very nice win at Providence. Danny Wagner led the way, 22 points, 13 rebounds. Carroll's won 7 of 8. That loss to Northern, the only blemish. They are at Rocky tomorrow, host Western on Friday. In second, LC State, 5-3 in the Frontier. They are unbeaten at home. Kira Burlage from Columbia Falls is your back-to-back Frontier Conference Women's Basketball Player of the Week. She had 20 points, 11 rebounds, and then a 19-point, 14-rebound game last week. So that's pretty impressive. 19.5 points, 12.5 rebounds. That's a double-double. They hit the road, though. The Warriors do at Northern and Providence this week. Western, 5-3 in the Frontier. In second, tied with LC State. They have Carroll Friday, Rocky on Saturday. At Carroll, host Rocky. Got blown out at Carroll earlier this month. In fourth, MSU Northern. 4-4 in the Frontier. Beat Carroll. That's a big win. Chris Mowat's squad starting to play very good basketball. And it'll be interesting to see how that goes. They have lost 4 of 6, though. But again, the injury bug has bitten Northern. So they host LC and Tech this week. In fifth, Providence, 3-5 in the Frontier. And got a win at Northern. And then lost to Carroll. They host Tech and LC this week at home. Providence is followed by Rocky Mount College, which is 4-4 in the Frontier. And Rocky, tough loss to Carroll 2 weeks ago. They host the Saints tomorrow night at Billings, and then they're at Western on Saturday. And then in seventh, you've got Tech, 1-7. Can't argue really with Ryan's rankings this week. A lot of it makes sense. And I know I've talked about Mesa Williams for the Ore Diggers. He's averaging 17 points per game. Tavia Rooney, the freshman from Townsend, is averaging over 11 rebounds per game. Tech has not won a game since December 19th. And they are 1-7 in the Frontier, the Orediggers are. That's tough. Again, you can kind of see when you don't play anybody in the non-conference, how when you get into the Frontier Conference, you're exposed. Tech is one of those teams on the women's side. All right, let's move down to the men's rankings, if it will open up. And hopefully it will. Maybe it won't. That is called technology, which is always great when it works, right? And maybe it's because our entire internet just kind of went to the fritz for a second. But we will get back on. I promise. All right, let's go to the men's rankings. And the men's rankings have LC State, number 1. Power rankings by Ryan over at the 406mtsports.com. Can't argue with that. LC State, 7-1, 19-1 overall. It's lone loss back in December to Carroll. They've won 10 in a row, and they're very good. So we'll see how that plays out. LC State is on the road at Northern and Providence this week. Providence is second, 6-2 in the Frontier. And they are unbeaten at home, and they have a couple of home games this week with Tech and LC State coming to town. That one on Saturday with LC State, man, oh man. Second one of a back-to-back, though. And Tech's playing very well, and Tech is ranked 3rd. And Tech moved behind Taylor England, who's your Frontier Conference Player of the Week. He averaged a double-double last week. They're at Providence and at Northern this week, but the Orediggers playing very well, 5-3 in the Frontier. Carroll College drops all the way to 4th after 3 straight losses. They're young. We know this. But now you're past the halfway point of your season. Freshmen aren't freshmen anymore. And it's time for Carroll to start making some moves. Remember last year they struggled a little bit in February when Matt Wyman went down. Well, February hits this week. The Saints at Rocky tomorrow, hosting Western on Friday. They'll wrap up January. If they would like to have 2 wins. Remember they lost? Well, they beat Rocky 2 weeks ago in Billings in triple overtime, then came home 2 nights later and lost to Western. 5th place, she's got Northern at 2-6, Western at 2-6 is 6th, and then Rocky at 1-7 is ranked 7th. And this is one of the few weeks I can't really argue with Ryan. When you look at the power rankings in the Frontier for men and women. So there you go. If you want to check them out, you can, 406mtsports.com, one of the best in the business, maybe the best in Northwest Montana, for sure the best in the state as far as where you get Montana sports. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back, and one of Capital's own needs some work and needs some help. And Capital's got some fundraisers, and Kyle Mihelish will talk about it when we come back next. The Jason Walker Show is presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. Kylie Hartnett coming up later on this hour, and Kyle Mihelish, the Capital football coach, is next.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Everyone knows about Dinner's Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinner's Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinner's Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. The holidays have come and gone, and now is a good time to treat yourself to what you really wanted. A full detail for your vehicle from Auto Concepts. Right now, Auto Concepts is offering a full detail for just $195. Or maybe you want to tint those windows. Auto Concepts does that too. Get that tonneau cover or bed rug you've always wanted and add in remote start, alarms, running boards, lift kits, toppers, winches, bug guards, grill guards, and much more. Check out Auto Concepts on Facebook or visit the website autoconceptshelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Jason Walker Show, presented by Helen Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Yes, I forgot the music bed. I'm sorry. We'll get it going for the next time. Still to come, Kylie Hartnett from Helena High, the Montana Gatorade cross-country runner of the year. We'll chat with her on this day in history, and we got some other stuff to chat about as well. But we are pleased to welcome in now the head coach of the Capital football team. His name is Kyle Mihelish, and Coach, as I bring you in here, and it's not to talk about football, but it's to talk about something both hard and yet positive at the same time. Kyle Mihelish joining us here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Jason?
I'm doing all right. It's been fun to be back talking about sports and local sports. I can tell you that.
Well, that's good. Yeah, it's not as easy to listen to you, but it's nice to have you doing your radio show, and we've missed it.
Well, let me ask, so you just said it's not as easy to listen to me. Does that mean you don't?
I'm not fantastic on social media. But,
no, I know what you meant. It's just, hey, you're not easy to listen to. Oh, I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
You're not easy to watch, Coach. No, I kid.
Yeah.
Coach Mihelish joining us here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, and we're not here to talk about football. We're here to talk about one of the Bruins who is in need of some help.
Yeah, we have a young man, Alex Barker, who's obviously gone through the program the last 3.5 years. So unfortunately, last week, it's been kind of a whirlwind for the family, talking with his mom, and Alex was diagnosed with leukemia last Wednesday, Thursday. Then immediately they were flown off to the Salt Lake City, to the University of Utah Children's Hospital in Salt Lake City. And he started his first treatments Friday. So they developed a plan, and they're going after it. So,
well, that's I mean, that's positive. Did they catch it super early for him to be able to, have a great chance here?
Well, yeah, and I don't know all of the technical medical lingo. I do have it on a couple emails, but he was diagnosed with a leukemia that is very treatable. And as I talked with Alex and his mother, that the success rate is, the percentages are about 90%. So, I don't think you ever want to say, I guess, if you were going to get leukemia, this might be the one you want to get. But the family's real positive. I guess the diagnosis obviously was heartbreaking. Mm-hmm. Just for all of us, especially the family. But they have a real positive attitude. I talked with Alex and his mom last night. And mentally, they sound like they're in a real solid place. And obviously, they know they're in a tough road to hoe here for the next 28 days or 26 days. And then they'll reassess and go from there.
Kyle Mihelish joining us here on the Jason Walker Show as we talk about Alex Barker, who is getting treatment down in Salt Lake City for leukemia. And Coach, this isn't, he's a tough kid. There's no doubt about that. You've seen it over the last few years on the football field. And you mentioned you talked to him last night, and you said he's doing good mentally. What was his attitude like when you spoke to him?
It was real positive. I was thinking maybe we were going to have a kind of down session, a down talk, but I think he's taken he mentioned, and his mom mentioned, that the people down there, the nurses and the doctors and the people in the facility are just tremendous, and they're pulling for him, and I think he's kind of taken on the attitude that, well, he has taken on the attitude that I'm going to beat this thing. So I think that's real important for him, and as a parent, you would hate to see that happen to your children, and Charmaine is just as positive, if not more so, than Alex.
Kyle Mihelish, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show. All right, so the Bruins, obviously, the family is going to need help. They're going to need, help right now because of not only medical bills, but staying in Salt Lake, all of the stuff that, we don't normally think about on a daily basis until something like this comes up. People can help out in a multitude of ways, including silent auctions that are coming up at Crosstown in February, but they can help out between now and then as well.
Oh, sure. There's a GoFundMe page for Alex Barker out there. The goal is to raise $10,000. So you can just go to the GoFundMe and type in it, and find that as far as Alex Barker is concerned. Like you mentioned, we kind of as a football staff and a community are putting on a silent auction during the Crosstown games, February 21st and 22nd. Principal Tennis over there has agreed that this is okay to do it at their place, which is great. When things like this happen, the community seems to rally. Mm-hmm. And everybody would do the same for anybody over at Helena High, so it doesn't matter if we're west or east. And we've had an outpouring of support from the community, former players, former alum, people all over the country who are donating items for that silent auction coming up in the latter part of February.
That GoFundMe page and $10,000, and that's really just the tip of the iceberg for medical expenses when it comes to something like this. And you hear the stories, and I've done St. Jude radiothons in the past where there's never you can't come up with enough support, whether it's financially or just helping the family out, whether it's whatever it is, shoveling sidewalks. I know we don't have any snow right now, but things like that, the family's going to need a lot of help. And aside from financially, how can people help out with the Barkers?
Anything that they want to do. I think I know there's if anybody ever has any questions, they can contact me, whether it be through Facebook or Twitter or my phone number. We can leave that later, or any of the coaches. I know probably when Charmaine and Alex get back, we're thinking about starting maybe a meal train and getting them a meal every other night, because he is going to have, once he gets back after that month's worth of treatment, he's still going to be in and around the Helena area for about an 8-month time frame, from what I understand, where they're going to continue to treat him. And then once that is done, then they'll reassess, and then they're still obviously going to monitor him for 2 years to come, and then go from there. So they're going to need. This is going to be a process, and they're going to need. It doesn't need to be money support. We'll get information out there as far as if anybody wants to donate anything, and probably near the end of February we'll try and get something out so the family can get meals as well.
So, they'll be home, and this is a long recovery. It's not just, hey, he's back at the end of February and now everything's better. Like you said, this is going to be a long, long recovery. And we've seen the community, like you've mentioned before, rally around everybody that needs help. And whether it's an adult or, in this case, I hate to say child, but he's a high school kid that needs some help and his family needs some help. And we've seen this community do so much, and it's almost as if... you hate to see it happen again, but the community is going to rally.
No, they do. And like yesterday and all day today and this morning when we put the word out, it wasn't, you weren't begging for anything. It was, here's what I can do. Do you want more?
Wow.
So it's been pretty enlightening to see how Helena has responded. And, people message us, what can I do? What can I do? Can I donate money? Can I donate something to the silent auction? And some of these are people that, maybe just saw the message across Facebook, on Twitter. So, going through today, we probably have about 60 different things right now for the silent auction, from football game tickets to Monette baskets, ladies here that are selling makeups and stuff in the community. Food. It goes on and on. Fishing apparel and fly fishing lessons, and like I mentioned, we got a Kamara jersey coming in next week from one of the Batista brothers who works for the New Orleans Saints, and his brother who works at Colorado State got us tickets there, and Montana State's going to offer up some stuff, and the Grizzlies are in the process of getting through their compliance stuff. All the Frontier schools have donated, whether it be Kyle Sampson and Butte, and obviously Coach Purcell here, and Dunning and Rocky and Norris and at Western. So, it's been a statewide, nationwide, let's get this thing going. And, there hasn't been anybody that's dragged their feet on this thing.
That's just awesome, and we'll help out any way we can, obviously, as well here at the Jason Walker Show. Kyle Mihelish, our guest here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Coach, when this is a senior in high school, Alex, and he's missing school for at least a month and probably a little bit more when he gets back. How's the school helping out with schoolwork and whatnot, because he's set to graduate in June?
Oh, yeah, he'll still graduate in June. Alex is a real smart kid. Mm-hmm. He's right around 4 I believe. The school's going to work with him and his family, and I'm sure he has homework down there. Knowing Alex's personality, I'm sure he's going to have good days and bad, but in some of his downtime, he'll be doing his chemistry and his calculus and whatever else he's going to do to probably pass the time. Talking with him last night, there's a lot of downtime. Obviously, you got to get the treatment, and you're sitting around, and he's got to get up two times in a day and move. And last night they called me on their walk, and so it's going to be real tedious for him. And I'm sure he's going to have a lot of bedtime, and he's going to have time to do his homework if he chooses, if he's in the mood. But the education plan is in place, and the Capital High will do a great job with that, working with the Barkers.
That is fantastic, and like you said, there's a GoFundMe page. You can search for the Barker, Alex Barker. You can also get a hold of Coach Mihelish at the school, or if you know his cell phone, or Facebook. Probably the easiest way to get a hold of him, because he's, like he said, he's not very social media savvy. Coach Mihelish is not, but I wish in some cases I wasn't, because then I'd probably still be doing what I used to do. Anyway, I joke a little. Coach, I appreciate you coming on and talking about Alex. And, like I said, if there's anything we can do moving forward, helping out, getting the word out for the silent auction, or anything that we can do, you let us know.
The best thing, we would love you to word of mouth, get that out there, mention it a few times in the next couple weeks. And,
sure.
And I can send you maybe a list of some of the items once we get it all configured and ready to go. And maybe that can entice some people down there. But the biggest thing, I think, is just getting down and supporting one of our own.
Yep. Well said. Very, very well said, Coach. Before I let you go, got to ask you, who wins the Super Bowl?
Well, I'm a defensive guy, so I like the 49er defense. I know Patrick Mahomes runs all over the place, but what I saw the 49ers do a week ago was pretty darn impressive. When you can pass rush and get after the quarterback and make him feel real uncomfortable for 4 quarters, and you don't have to bring a lot of pressure, I think I'm going to go with the 49ers. And when you can run the ball like they did, I don't know, run the ball, keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands, and play solid D.
It almost sounds like a game plan you told me before you played Butte and Tommy Malott this year.
That's right.
Coach, we appreciate it. Send me all the info you can, and I'll post it up everywhere. And we appreciate you joining us. And tell Alex hi next time you talk to him.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
That is Kyle Mihelish joining us on the State Farm Hotline, the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, as we appreciate Coach Mihelish coming on to chat about Alex Barker, who was diagnosed with leukemia. He's down in Salt Lake right now receiving treatment, and we will get all of the JasonWalkerShow.com. Also, on our social medias, we'll post all the info as we get it on how you can help out the Barker family moving forward. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back, and when we do, we'll check in with Rocky's ski team, which is pretty good. That is all coming up next. This is the Jason Walker Show.
The holidays have come and gone, and now is a good time. The holidays have come and gone, and now is a good time to treat yourself to what you really wanted. A full detail for your vehicle from Auto Concepts. Right now, Auto Concepts is offering a full detail for just $195. Or maybe you want to tint those windows. Auto Concepts does that too. Get that tonneau cover or bed rug you've always wanted and add in remote start, alarms, running boards, lift kits, toppers, winches, bug guards, grill guards, and much more. Check out Auto Concepts on Facebook or visit the website autoconceptshelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Major Mortgage Man Cave, Jason Walker Show on a Tuesday. Having a good time. I know we talk a lot about statewide sports. We focus a little bit more probably on Helena than statewide, but that's where we're based. And I know that Helena is not anywhere different than any other town when it comes to helping each other out. And when we just spoke with Kyle Mihelish, the head coach at Capital, Alex Barker, a senior, he was diagnosed with leukemia, and his family's down in Salt Lake right now getting treatment. He'll be home in about a month. And the Bruins and the Bengals working together, which is awesome. But they'll have a silent auction at the Crosstown games coming up at the end of February, both of those games at Helena High. And, you know, it's awesome to see the community come together. And we will get all the information posted up on our website if you want to or can in any way help out the Barker family. We'll put it up on jasonwalkershow.com. We'll also get it up on our social media pages as well. But Helena, it always comes together. And I know cities across Montana, this happens all the time. And it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's a crosstown rival or not. But help will be there. And it's awesome to see. So just wanted to say that. But like I said, we'll share everything on our social media posts on jasonwalkershow.com coming up. Still to come, we're going to talk to Kylie Hartnett, the Helena High cross-country runner who is the Gatorade Montana Runner of the Year in the state of Montana for the sport of cross-country. Fantastic young lady and loves running. We're going to hear why when she joins us in a little bit. Rocky Mountain College, we like to talk about the ski team down at Rocky because they've been really good. They earned first place finishes at the Stano Cup at Red Lodge over the weekend. There was only two teams, so it was kind of like a duel. It was Rocky and Montana State. So the Rocky won, both the men and the women. Alexander Selberg, who's very good, won the individual cup victory on the men's side. Shaden Ewing of Missoula won the individual on the women. finishing in first on the giant slalom on both Friday and Saturday. Selberg earned a third consecutive victory Sunday then with a first place in the slalom. And his teammate, Philippe Johansson, was third on the slalom as well. And this is just, Rocky's ski team is very, very good. And they finished just ahead of Montana State in total points. So keep an eye on both of those. Big Sky Championships, by the way, or the NCAA Championships, by the way, coming up in March at Bridger Bowl and also Bohart Ranch down in the Gallatin Valley. So Rocky and Montana State, two very good ski teams and two to watch. It reminds me of, we talk about skiing. My brother, I think, will remember this story, but it was late 90s. I want to say late 90s. Yeah, because my brother was still in high school. So this would have been about 98. I think February or March of 98. We'll call it March of 98 because it was the NCAA Championships. So my buddy and I are out. At one of the establishments in Bozeman. And we ended up dancing with some friends. And they ended up becoming really good friends because they were from the University of Colorado ski team. So we ended up talking them into driving out to my house, which was in Gallatin Gateway, and like 12 miles away. And it's a Saturday night. You got the NCAA championships going on at Bridger Bowl. So the University of Colorado hops in two 15-seat passenger vans. They drive out to Gallatin Gateway with us. And my brother's probably 15 or 16, I guess, at the time. But we turned the music on real loud. And my brother walks out in his boxers, in just his boxers. And he's like, what the? Oh, because then he got real excited. His eyes got big and wide open when he saw the University of Colorado ski team girls who were mostly from, Finland, Norway, things like that. He was very impressed and was not mad at us for turning the music up very loud after that. And it was a memory I'll never forget, having the University of Colorado ski team out at my house one night after going out. Support for the Jason Walker Show. I don't know why that came up. We're talking skiing, I guess. Anyway, support for the Jason Walker Show comes from Manscaped, who's the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. The Manscaped Lawnmower 2.0 is, I'm telling you, it's redesigned. It has proprietary skin-safe technology. This trimmer will not snag. It will not nick. Accidents are a thing of the past. Make sure you also get the crop preserver. Anti-chafing deodorant and moisturizer. Guys, you're putting deodorant on your armpits. Put it on where you really need it. And that's the smelliest part of your body. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code WALKER20 at manscaped.com. The right tools for the job, and trust me, your balls will thank you. Manscaped, redefining the gentleman. You get you get the big package here, the Lawnmower 2.0, and you get 20% off, but you get the trimmer. You get the crop preserver. You get the crop reviver, which is fantastic. You get, when you're trimming and your wife, guys, so she doesn't have to keep cleaning up, you get newspapers to put it, in the garbage. You get an awesome little bag. It's USB chargeable. It's just awesome. Get it. Go there now. Manscaped.com. Get 20% off with free shipping. Use the code WALKER20 at manscaped.com. That is 20% off free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code WALKER20. We'll take a break. We'll come back on this day in history and tell you what's coming up tomorrow. Also the walk-off, and we'll get you set, like I said, for tomorrow. Fantastic interview with Kylie Hartnett coming up next. This is the Jason Walker Show.
Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. The holidays have come and gone, and now is a good time to treat yourself to what you really wanted. A full detail for your vehicle from Auto Concepts. Right now, Auto Concepts is offering a full detail for just $195. Or maybe you want to tint those windows. Auto Concepts does that too. Get that tonneau cover or bed rug you've always wanted and add in remote start, alarms, running boards, lift kits, toppers, winches, bug guards, grill guards, and much more. Check out Auto Concepts on Facebook or visit the website autoconceptshelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
It is Tuesday here on the Jason Walker Show, inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Coming up tomorrow, That's What She Said, presented by Dinner's Done Right. That'll be another fantastic episode. They usually always are. Next week, we're going to talk with a wonderful young lady who is working at the Major League Baseball offices in New York. Get her thoughts on women in sports. That'll be next Wednesday for That's What She Said, but a fantastic episode coming up tomorrow as well. All right, so still to come on this day in history, get you set for what's coming up tomorrow, the walk-off, and still some more. And yesterday was announced that Kylie Hartnett of Helena High was named the Montana Gatorade cross-country runner of the year. And it's fantastic. She won state cross-country as a sophomore this past fall. Also won the Mountain West, which is a huge meet in Missoula. And the first Bengal girl to do that, and the first to do state and Mountain West as well. Had a terrific opportunity to catch up with Kylie Hartnett, and she will join us momentarily here on the Mike Miller State Farm hotline, and a wonderful, wonderful young lady. She joins us now on the Jason Walker Show. And we welcome in Kylie Hartnett, the Montana Gatorade cross-country runner of the year. How are you, first off, and congratulations second off. That's really cool.
Thank you. I'm doing good. I'm just really excited and happy that I could get this award and get it.
My first big question for you, Kylie, is why running?
I just really love the environment when I run, and my teammates are really fun to run with, and it's a really fun time when I run. And we're all such good friends that it's really fun, even on hard days when your legs hurt and your body hurts. Your friends make it so much better.
You put in a lot of time. I mean, people that do distance running, a 10-mile jog is a good light training session for you guys, right?
Yeah. That one's definitely one of our easy days.
I was just going to say, how many miles do you do in a week?
It depends on the week, but we can get up to 50 miles, 50, and then when we're getting closer to state, we break it down more towards 30 miles a week.
You kind of burst onto the scene, Kylie, as a freshman. You and a good friend Odessa Zentz together, but you guys push each other, and you as a sophomore were able to win state this past fall. How much does she push you? And like you said earlier, you guys are great friends. So how much does she push you in winning state this past year?
Well, she was always there in every practice. She made sure I went my hardest. And every time that I was negative and didn't want to run, she was positive and made me run. She just made sure that every day I went my hardest and that she would chase me so that I couldn't go slow.
That's a pretty impressive friendship right there that you guys have. I have to know this though. So, I mean, like you mentioned, because you have good friends and all that. But when you were a little girl, and I know you're still just a sophomore in high school, but when you're little, going, I think I want to make running a fun thing to do, right? I mean, how old were you when you decided this is what I really enjoy doing?
I was in 6th or 7th grade. I played soccer when I was little, all the way up through until freshman year. And then my dad told me that I should do running so that I could get better at soccer. And I started running, and I really liked it. And I was like, yeah, I kind of like this more than soccer.
Yeah, but you run a lot in soccer, too.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you personally to be named the Montana Gatorade Cross Country Runner of the Year?
It's just a huge achievement, and I've worked so hard all the way through last year and this year, and I watched people before me get it, like Tiana, and I just pushed, and I had one goal to win state, and then my coach told me about this, and I was like, oh, I really hope I can get that, because that'll really help top off my season.
Which, by the way, you had a tremendous season. You won the Mountain West title, which is just about as awesome as winning the state title, isn't it?
Yes. It is one of the bigger meets, and no Helena High girl has ever won it until this year.
That is just awesome. And you're only a sophomore. People forget that, right?
Yeah.
You won 7 of the last 8 races you were in this fall, including state. You helped the team do a 3rd place finish, which was the first trophy in like 3.5 decades. I mean, you weren't even born yet the last time that Helena High placed at state in cross country.
Yeah, we worked really hard this season, and we had one goal. We were like, we can all push each other to get better, and at state, we want to get on the podium.
And you did. So what's the goal for next cross country season?
Next year, we want to try to go for 2nd. But if we can't get 2nd, we want to at least stay in 3rd place, and we want to keep pushing ourselves so that we have more girls like Riley Schoenfeld, who can also all-state with me in Odessa.
You guys have a good chance of actually winning state next year, don't you, though?
Yes, depending on how Bozeman and Hellgate do next year and how much we can improve, we have a good chance.
Those are some pretty good teams that you just mentioned right there in Bozeman and Hellgate. I think Bozeman's won it forever, and Hellgate too. But you've also run in track. And what's more enjoyable, the track season or cross country season?
I like cross country more just because I like being out in the wilderness more and not going in circles as much. And every course is different.
That's a great answer. I love that answer. Is it easier to run on grass?
It is easier to run on grass. It's easier on your feet. It doesn't hurt your shins as much.
So have you ever had shin splints?
I have not.
Ooh,
Luckily, somehow I have not.
I hope you don't get them. Kylie Hartnett joining us, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. Couple of final questions for you, but who was your idol growing up in running? I mean, we know how good Leah Esposito was at Helena High and then at Carroll College, but who do you have as an idol, and who do you look up to?
Well, my sister ran. And when she was running, Christina Argon was running, and I really looked up to her because she was just so nice and friendly after races, and she talked to all of her competitors, whether she won or lost, and she always pushed herself to the hardest she could go and did the best she could each day, and whether she won or lost, she was never mad at any of her competitors. She just congratulated them.
That's awesome. What do you do in the winter?
I train with my coach, Jesse Zenz, and a couple of my teammates, and we do indoor track meets like Simplot.
That's a big one down there in Pocatello. That'll be a fun one for you, won't it?
Yeah, that one's always really fun.
My brother went to that one time. I never did. I'm not a runner, and I can't do it. So let me ask you this: how many pairs of shoes do you go through a year?
I go through 4 or 5 pairs.
In 1 year?
Yeah, it depends on how much we run in the summer and in the winter.
You are just crazy. I love talking to long distance runners because you guys are just awesome. I can't do it. I couldn't do it, and I won't do it. But anyway, it's awesome for you. And you're only a sophomore, like I said. This is a chance for you to have a great final couple of years, and it's just super cool. Where's your dream college?
I have not decided where I want to go to college yet. I haven't even looked, but Dessa and I've talked about it a couple times, and we think that we might want to stay more on the West Coast, but we haven't decided because we haven't been able to look at colleges yet. Mm-hmm. So really wherever has the best sport programs and the best environment to run in, is how friendly the team is and how positive their environment is, will all play a factor in where I choose.
Kylie Hartnett, our guest here. All right, I got to ask this real quick. Would you prefer to run in cold weather or warm weather? What's the ideal temp to run in?
The ideal temp is 60 degrees because you can't get so hot that your face turns red and you start breathing harder because you're just so hot your body can't cool down. But you're also not cold enough to the point where you're shivering and you need extra layers to try to keep you warm. So 60 degrees is really nice.
Very, very awesome. I like that answer. Kylie, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much, and congratulations a ton. This is super awesome. We can't wait to see what you do this spring, and go back-to-back next year at state, will you?
Let's hope.
Kylie Hartnett, appreciate your time, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Oh, Kylie Hartnett, that was fantastic. She is... she's very cool. And you think about in the last couple of weeks, Helena has had the Gatorade cross-country runner in Kylie Hartnett and the Gatorade volleyball player of the year in Montana in Paige Barch from Capitol High. So each school getting a Gatorade runner/player of the year. This is cool for the Queen City. But, man, going through 4 or 5 pairs of shoes a year, I think I'm wearing the same pair of tennis shoes I got 3 years ago because they're broke in and they're comfortable, right? Man, that is awesome, though. And that Helena High cross-country team and the girls' track team's really good, too, both distance and the sprints, but especially on the distance side coming up this spring. They'll be fun to watch. Man, congratulations, though, to Kylie. That is super, super cool. We got On This Day in History still coming up. The walk-off, tell you what's coming up tomorrow, and why don't we just get to On This Day in History. Oh, before we do that, though, I wanted to bring this up. Where was it? The Montana softball team, and I just got a message on Facebook from my buddy Aaron who said 4 or 5 pairs of tennis shoes, that's expensive as heck. Especially for you, Aaron, because you've got, 16 kids now, I think? But yeah, if your kids are hopefully not runners because they're football guys, right? Good buddy Aaron listening out in Seattle today, and then the internet goes down as we start it again. Man, we're having some troubles with the internet today. But I will tell you, the Montana softball team picked in a tie for 3rd in the Big Sky Conference in the preseason coaches poll that was released yesterday. Weber State collected 5 of 7 first-place votes, picked first. Sacramento State in second. Portland State and the Lady Grizz tied for 3rd. And then Idaho State, Northern Colorado, Southern Utah filled out the bottom of the poll. And so there you go. So that's very cool. All right, let's get to On This Day in History. We're back? All right, there we go. All right, On This Day in History. And on this day in 1958, Dodger catcher Roy Campanella was paralyzed in an automobile wreck. And tough one because he was really good. Back to On This Day in History in a second. Yeah, Aaron, my buddy, we worked together in Great Falls a long time ago, but he's got 3 boys, or 3 kids, size 16s for all of them, and they're football players. So, yeah, it's pricey just for football shoes, let alone regular walking around shoes. But I can imagine 4 or 5 pairs of running shoes. Man. Anyway, 1959, Soviet Union wins 62-37 for the first international basketball loss by the U.S. 1960, NFL announced the Dallas Cowboys in 1960. The Minnesota Vikings in 61 would begin play. 1969, O.J. Simpson in the NFL draft, the first pick from USC by the Buffalo Bills. And 2001, at the Men's Australian Open, Andre Agassi would retain this title. He won 3 Australian trophies. Also at the Aussie Open in 2007, Roger Federer defended his title, going back-to-back. And then in 2018, he beat Marin Cilic to win his 20th Grand Slam title. A couple of non-sports-related, but still sports-related history updates here. In 1887, on this date, 1887, it's a long time ago, a snowstorm at Fort Keogh, Montana, and the world's largest snowflake was reported. 15 inches wide, 8 inches thick. The world's largest snowflake, Fort Keogh, Montana, on this date in 1887. On this date in 1934, the U.S. ski tow rope would begin operation. The very first, it was at Woodstock, Vermont, and kids since 1934 have been getting pulled literally up the hill and learning how to ski. Some of them on their back, some of them actually on skis. But 1934, the first ski rope was used, tow rope. Remember that you had, as a kid, do you remember trying to hold on to that thing and trying to keep your skis straight? And then if you got any, I mean, it was bad. It was bad the first couple times, right? Oh, man. All right, let's do, I like to do, what else we got coming up before we get to, I guess we'll just get to it. How's that? We'll get to the walk-off right now.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off is presented by Cafe Zydeco. If you go to jasonwalker.com right now, or at any point, sign up for emails. We're not spamming you. We're not going to do any of that. We're not going to sell any of your info. Just sign up, get information on the Jason Walker Show. We'll send you to Cafe Zydeco. The first 2 that sign up, I got gift certificates for you. On this date in 1887, the largest snowflake at Fort Keogh, Montana. And I got a message that said picture didn't happen, LOL. Huh. There's a lot of snowflakes in D.C. right now. No? Okay. All right, let's get to the walk-off. And I wanted to bring this into the walk-off because this is crazy. Fort Peck, recently, last week, actually, had dozens of competitors from all ages. Ice boat enthusiasts from Florida, Ohio, and Germany and Poland last week for the International DN Ice Yacht Racing Association's North American DN Championship. Went Thursday through Sunday, I guess. So officials chose to use the qualifier on Fort Peck because of the, quote, miles of ice and high wind potential. Ice boats are wind-powered and can't sail on snow that's on the ice, so they have to have snow-free ice. 2-mile course, 70 miles an hour. That's pretty awesome. So there's photos and pictures online, but you can check it out. The Ice Yacht Racing Championships at Fort Peck over the weekend. I was in a fishing derby for Northern Pike at Fort Peck in June. It was Father's Day weekend a few years ago. We took 4th as a team, so that was kind of cool. You would not get me on ice. Ice water? Mm-mm. I have a hard enough time literally just on water, but you throw ice into the mix, not happening. Not happening, but bless those that do. All right, so there's the walk-off presented by Cafe Zydeco. Check them out, 625 Euclid. You get beignets, po' boys, crawfish etouffee. Should tell the wife to bring home some jambalaya tonight. Gumbo sounds good, too. Stop by. They're open Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 7 during the winter. Mondays 11 to 3, Fridays 11 to 8, and Saturday 9 to 3. And Cafe Zydeco. They will get your craving for all of your Cajun fixed in a hurry. All right. Thanks to everybody for joining us. Thanks to Kyle Mihelish for Capital Football talking about Alex Barker. We'll get all the info up when we get it from Coach Mihelish on jasonwalkershow.com, also on our social media pages. We will also thank Kylie Hartnett for joining us, the cross-country Gatorade Montana Runner of the Year, and she's pretty cool. She was fun to chat with. I guess that'll about do it. Thanks to our great sponsors. Thanks to you for listening. We'll do it again tomorrow at 4. It is The Jason Walker Show.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.